Hi, good evening, everybody, and good evening to those who are over there who have just tuned in. Please do not forget to subscribe to our social media, My Uniraza Facebook and Instagram, and also subscribe to My Uniraza YouTube channel. Welcome again, everybody. Today we have an interesting topic that we are going to discuss. We will be discussing parenting during pandemic, especially focusing on protecting children's emotional well-being. I think that is a really important topic to talk about. It concerns our future. Our future is in the hands of these children, and them being in amidst this pandemic is really could be worrying, and that's why here we are with some experts as well as two students who will now. Before joining Unireza, she was an industry player in early childhood education and care in Malaysia. And she has run businesses including childcare centers, private kindergartens, and tuition centers. Now, she is well versed in early childhood education program and management. She's an expert in e-learning because obviously due to her vast background in IT. And what I really like about her is her main motivation is her children. She is the mother of five children. She has four boys and a girl. She's passionate about teaching and believes that it allows her to acquire knowledge herself. One welcome, Puan Noor, again for joining us. Finally, we have Puan Noor Ain binti Zahidan. She is a student as well at Uniraza and currently in semester 4 for Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood Education. She is married and has she has her own as well called Kadika Little Dai in Batang Kali, Selangor. Okay, so
Hi.
good to have yeah, hi. So good to have all you women today to discuss about a very important issue. Yeah, my name is Grace, and I have been working in Uniraza for quite some time. I'm married, but I do not have any children. So what I did was I asked around. I have many friends who are parents themselves, and I asked what is what are the things that concern them about bringing up children in the pandemic era? They did tell me about parenthood itself. Are they being overly paranoid in public places because they have their children with them? So cleanliness is an issue. Are they undermining the children's immunity? And then they also have concerns about the children's education. How is education going to be moving forward? How are the extracurricular activities going to be like? Are we nurturing a screen stuck generation? And what about people's interaction? I have also a mother this year who just gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She's 7 months old, and her concerns are, of course, about finance, social interaction, and parents themselves being emotionally crippled. For example, fear of going to clinics and for the monthly checkups and things like that. So it is not a very light issue. It is a very important issue, needs to be discussed, and that's why we are all here today so that we can learn from each other. And I urge the audience who are watching, please feel free to ask us questions, give us comments, and also tell us about your experience bringing up the children in this era. Okay, so it is no stranger, and it is not a new discussion that COVID-19 has brought forth a lot of changes. With it, it has brought anxiety, stress, and uncertainty. Now, they are felt really strongly, especially by children of all ages. So, though all children deal with such emotions in different ways, if your child has been faced with school closures, cancelled events, and separation from friends, they're going to feel the need to feel loved and supported now more than ever. Many children and young people are spending all their time at home. Much of that time may be spent online and often a bit more longer than usual. Now, as working parents from home under constraints of the movement control order is not an ideal situation. Many have come to realize that it requires a lot of multitasking, scheduling, and especially for working parents, working at home parents, they have to be wearing many simultaneously making work gets done, supervising children's homework, preparing meals, and things like that. To prepare for this talk, I asked the mothers here on the show where are their children. Their home looks really peaceful, and they said, okay, they're all tucked away, all occupied, and they have things to do, or their husband is taking care of them. So a lot of these things are put in place in order for us women, for mothers to work and to do something. So yeah, again, we are lucky today to have our expertise today, actually our in early childhood education and our two students, as mentioned before, to our topic today, parenting during pandemic, protecting children's emotional needs. So, Puan Olia, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, sure.
Could you
Yes,
share
go ahead.
with could you share with us how serious this situation in our society? And as working parents and the need to take care of children's emotional well-being during pandemic, was it under control positively by the parents, in your opinion? And also, please do tell us what are the obstacles of parenting during pandemic that they have been facing emotionally.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Good evening, everyone. Thank you to our lovely moderator, Grace, for introduce us and brief the topics. And I would like to take this opportunity to thanks to all the viewers out there who are watching us live from three different platforms, if I'm not mistaken, from the YouTube, Facebook, and the Instagram of Unirazak. I hope it will be a fruitful discussion for all of us here today, inshallah. So the topic, yeah, it really fits all of us, by the way, because we know the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, it affects our life unexpectedly and drastically. Yeah, the people's health are being jeopardized. Lots of people lost their job. People's are limit to travel. We can't do a social gathering. We can't meet the family. There's so many things that has been changed currently. Nevertheless, I would rather to this new normal and golden opportunity for us to look back, actually, whatever things that we have practiced in the past and to fit in into the situation nowadays. For example, we always thought that who are supposed to teach our children, right, at school. But since the MCO school has to be closed and everybody had to stay at home, the responsibility of teaching the children will be falls under the parents. But we realize that actually we a parent born with the responsibility, yeah, the children born with the responsibility, and it is our duty as their first teacher, yeah. So we have to this is a correct time actually to reset our path or at the correct path, yeah. And then the way that we act into the cleanliness, the way that we appreciate our family, and we have to rethink and to do things in a new way, yeah. We try to face this challenge and make the positive out of it, yeah, to discuss how serious the pandemic issues in our society nowadays. I've got this research from the UNICEF to the 104 countries. They do a research on how the pandemic was affecting their lives, particularly their mental health and psychosocial well-being, and they found out the younger children is actually at a greater risk. Why? Because they have a higher level of stress due to these drastic changes, to face like the uncertainty, the isolation, which actually apparently affect their brain development. So yeah, looking like the school, the announcement recently made by the Ministry of Education, the school closure, the postponement of major examination, I think you yourself can feel how serious the pandemic will be affecting our life, and especially for the children, because they are the one who will be facing the unprecedented education emergency. Yeah, from the brick and mortar traditional classroom to the fully online classroom. It is not easy as it is. Yeah, because we as a parent, to support this kind of education continuity, it's not easy. We have to get the understanding of how we want to do that. Yeah, and of course, for those parents who are frontliners, who are essential services, who still need to go to work physically, but at the same time juggling with the home learning for the children at home. Yeah, it is not exception for the parents who are working from home. I can say it straight away, like the moderator said, I'm a mother of five. So me, myself, I think I have a first-hand experience handling my kids, 5 kids at home, while doing my work from home for the Uniraza. So can you imagine 5 kids from toddler, right up from toddler to teenager, 5 different schools, 5 different classes? Oh, one, 2 or 3, 4 subject per day. The teacher try to use a different platform to utilize whatever things that they can help us out. Oh my God, tell me, I will be burned out if I really want to have a perfect day for my kids. Yeah, but if I take lightly, my kids will be left behind. So back to the question, how positive parent will take this situation. I think parenting is not about perfecting. Yeah, it is about how you think is good for your children. Yeah, so I think the biggest challenges could be the supporting the home learning. Yeah, for the parent, for the parenting during the pandemic. A part of that, I can list out some of the what you call that, the challenges for the viewers out there. Um, Especially for the younger children, it's hard for us actually to explain what is going on nowadays. Yeah, especially when we are in the culture of like, I give an example. For we normally do, like, we go to other people's place, we ask them to shake hands, salam, kan? But due to the COVID-19, we can't do that anymore. It's like a contradict to what we have teach them and what we are practice now. Yeah, due to the COVID-19. And of course, the young one, they will lost that stimulus that they are supposed to get from the surrounding, but yet they have to be stay at home. Yeah, so we need to support them in a way of put them into a easy transition towards the new normal. A part of that, I would like to concentrate on the parent who lost their job. Yeah, cut off wages, have to lay off. It's hard for us to say that. As a parent, we need to make sure that we have to prepare. We have to make sure that our children's full stomach full with the usually food that we normally buy. But at the same time, behind the scene, actually, we are struggling, maybe setting up the career or make up our start back of make up or start up back our living. So these are the challenges that I think parents nowadays have to face. And a part of the financial constraint for those who are working at home, prioritizing, because when you're working with the kids, they won't understand, especially a kids at 2 years old. Whoever has a kid at 2 years old, they won't understand you if you ask them to wait while you are working on the deadline, yeah, for your boss. So it's hard for parents to make sure that they give a balance, what you call that, focus on if they focus on the children's more, and they will lose their job or they will lose their productivity in their work. But if they concentrate on their work more, what about the children? Yeah, because the children at the 2 years old, just want to add on a little bit of early childhood education knowledge to you. During the 2, 3, 4 years old, they have this highest ego in the human being, what we call it as a egocentrism. Yeah, they do not know whether you are tired, you are having important to do. What they want is they want it right now. Yeah, they do not understand your condition. They just understand their condition. So it's not their fault. It is naturally for them to develop that way, because during the preschoolers time, the moral development comes in and the egocentrism lower down, and they will become more cooperate in terms of understand the instruction and knowing what rights and wrong to do. Yeah. Yeah. Apart, besides the prioritizing, I would say a scheduling. Yeah, scheduling time, because we always previously we always heard that we have to get a work-life balance. What does it mean? We have to spend time with our work and the family balance. Yeah, but nowadays there's no more what we call as a balance, work and life balance, because all is like in one blender and just one go in a 24 hours. Yeah, so we have to make sure that we know how to manage. The challenges is we have to understand how to manage things, our work, our home, our home chores, our children in that 24 hours. It's not easy. Yeah, it's going to be a big challenge for all of us as parents. And last but not least, I would like to highlight for those children who, or the family who, the family members got infected by the COVID-19. Okay, I accidentally read some of the Facebook post recently. It's about the family who the father got infected by the COVID-19, and the mother tried to survive, go and buy some groceries, get diapers or kids' food at the nearby grocery stores, but they won't allow the mother to buy. Why? Because they're afraid that they might get infected. Yeah, it's hard to see this kind of situation whereby we are supposed to help them, but we increase their burden by treating them as a criminals. Yeah, so I guess there's a lot more of a challenges that you as a parent face yourself. Grace, can I say this? You are feel free, like Grace says just now, you are feel free to share the opinion with us. Maybe we can try to highlight in the Q&A session, or we have if we have a spare time at the end of the discussion. Okay, Grace? All right, thank
All
you,
right.
Grace.
Olia, lovely, really in-depth explanation on what are the issues that some parents are facing, and also good point about children whose parents or one of the parent has COVID. It is almost like a stigma against them when they have COVID, and this brings greater burden emotionally uh, to the child. So it is
Exactly.
definitely something that has to be done with our system to overcome this really important issue. I also like what you said about reset. So it is a reset of mind, reset of the education, of the attitude, of almost everything in our lives when it comes to children of all ages. So I think a lot of effort has been or put by parents already in order to try to put some, if their lives are not chaotic, but put some kind of balance in their life and reset their minds to see how education is perceived right now. I also like when you told me about the 2-year-old toddler. I have a friend who I was speaking to yesterday about this topic. She has a 2-year-old toddler and she is a teacher. She told me it is really difficult to teach when she can see in the corner of her eye her 2-year-old is crying out for help and wants her attention. Although she is taking care of someone else, but this mom feels really guilty for not reaching out for her child because she's got a classroom full of students who also depend on her. So the feeling of guilt is almost every day, and this is a real struggle that you
Yeah.
you have to figure out. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Madam. So I'm going to go to our lovely students here, but please, audience, allow us to speak in Bahasa Melayu and English because they are very comfortable with Bahasa Melayu and they'll be able to share so much more in Bahasa Melayu. I will ask the questions in English and they are feel free to answer in whatever language that you are comfortable with. Okay, so we'll go with Puan Nadia first. Based on your career background, you are an owner of Tadika Akdan Bonda in Melaka and you're working in Multimedia University at the same time. Not only that, you are a student in early childhood education. So, my question is how do you manage these three things, juggling these three things at one time? And also, please tell us a little bit about your kindergarten and how long it has been operating. Over to you, Puan Nadia.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good evenings. Thank you, Miss Grace. Okay, Alhamdulillah. I would like to thank to Uni Raza also that give me an opportunity to join to share some knowledge, some experience with all of you. Inshallah, I will do my best. Okay, before that, please allow me to speak in Bahasa. Okay. Berbalik kepada soalan Miss Grace tadi, bagaimana saya manage tiga benda dalam satu masa. Yes, dia bukanlah perkara yang mudah. Memang perkara yang mudah, tapi sebab macam ni, saya nak, so saya kena ada setting lah. First thing is saya set saya punya target, apa yang saya nak. Secondly, bila saya dah target, saya dah setting, dan saya merancang, saya buat planning macam mana, bagaimana saya nak capai target saya. Then after that, barulah saya boleh manage dengan proper, insyaAllah. Dan luckily, Alhamdulillah, saya dikelilingi dengan orang-orang yang supportive. Terutama sekali adalah husband saya. Anak-anak saya pun very understanding, even though diorang baru yang nombor 1 7 tahun, yang nombor 2 3 tahun. Then family saya, family in-law saya sangat supportive juga. Dan kawan-kawan pejabat saya, kawan-kawan belajar saya pun sangat supportive. So kalau kita ada masalah apa-apa sekalipun, Alhamdulillah, bila kita dikelilingi dengan orang yang ada vibe positif, insyaAllah perkara yang sukar akan jadi mudah. Yes, kadang-kadang kita rasa tipulah, saya tak pernah rasa down, tipu. Saya pernah di tahap yang down, tapi sebab itulah macam saya kata, the point keys is kita perlu sentiasa dikelilingi, cari orang-orang yang beri kita positive vibe, insyaAllah. Okay, seterusnya, Alhamdulillah, saya dah masuk tahun keempat operate tadika dan bonda di Melaka. Okay, salah satu sebab kenapa saya sambung belajar in early childhood di Uni Razak adalah saya perlukan knowledge. Saya ada tadika tapi saya tak ada knowledge, so saya dah setting, saya dah target apa yang saya nak, so saya continue study dalam bidang pendidikan awal kanak-kanak supaya saya dapat knowledge dan experience tu together, dia jadi seimbang lah, insyaAllah. Okay, saya di sini di kesempatan ini saya nak ucapkan berbanyak-banyak terima kasih kepada Prof Zaidah yang selalu support saya. Dia pun pernah datang beri parenting talks kepada parents saya, Parents Bonda Learning Center, dan juga pernah beberapa kali datang bagi seminar training kepada teacher-teacher di Ahdan Bonda, di Bonda Learning Center. Alhamdulillah. Kemudian saya juga nak berterima kasih juga kepada Madam Kufa sebab Alhamdulillah dia selalu bagi tahu dekat student dia yang ada tadika, yang mengajar di tadika, macam mana nak operate tadika, macam mana nak manage anak-anak di tadika. Alhamdulillah, saya rasa beruntung sangat berada dan menjadi salah satu warga Uni Razak. Alhamdulillah. Okay, Grace?
Okay. Ya, okey. Terima kasih Puan Nadia. Terima kasih sebab you have shared with us how your kindergarten started and also how you manage your studies. I am so glad to hear that you have full support from your husband, from your colleagues, and as well as from your lecturers themselves, that they can go all the way to your kindergarten in Melaka to help you out and to train the teachers over there. So kudos to that, and yeah, it's lovely seeing you happy and all smiles, and it's really great. Now I'm going to go to our next student, Puan Ain. Now you are a mother of 4 children. You have your own kindergarten and you are still studying. So it must be a very, very tough journey for the past 8 months during the pandemic as a parent, as a business owner, and as a student. So could you tell us a little bit about when did you start your kindergarten and how, as a mom, you handle your own kids together with a kindergarten? What was it tough for you? How was the journey like?
Okay, hi. Selamat petang.
Hi.
Please let me speak in bahasa ya. Okay,
No problem.
untuk 8 bulan pertama ni ya, saya rasa semua kita melalui fasa yang sangat mencabar, kan? Daripada March 2020 kita diduga dengan serangan virus COVID lah. Okey, untuk katakan semua ni berjalan lancar, tidak. Ada turun dan naiknya, ada rasa down, ada rasa up, semua rasa ada. Tapi macam mana pun kita semua dah boleh terima uh, new normal dalam kehidupan kita. Okay. Saya bermula beroperasi tadika Little Dai di Batang Kadi pada Januari 2020, awal tahun ni. And then from March kita dah dapat arahan untuk tutup. Jadi di situ memang ada rasa yang sangat mencabar. Saya juga rasa agak down, tapi dengan sokongan family, my mom, my husband, my dad, semua family, kawan-kawan, okay, kita bertahan. Okay, daripada maksudnya kelas baru kan, tadika baru, orang belum kenal lagi. Tapi alhamdulillah dengan kita bertahan, kita sabar. Bila buka bulan 7, student kita bertambah. Okay, and then kita dapat parents yang sangat baik, yang boleh terima kelebihan dan kekurangan kita, and then support kita sangat baik. Okay. Untuk di tadika literari, saya juga ambil daripada teknologi education yang saya belajar di Uni Razak, di lecture by Madam Lily. Kita implementkan dalam pengajaran di tadika literari. And semua parents sangat happy, and of course anak murid kita sangat teruja. Walaupun sebelum ni emosi diorang agak yalah melalui fasa ni kan, kenapa tak boleh pergi sekolah cikgu, bila nak mula sekolah. So alhamdulillah dengan teknologi yang ada sekarang, kita boleh rasa dekat dengan mereka, kita masih lagi boleh mengajar mereka. Okay, and then dari segi anak-anak ya, macam mana saya handle. Alhamdulillah anak-anak yang daripada asrama, bila dah balik ke pangkuan kita, kita rasa selamat. Okay, so di rumah kita buat jadual, kita, yalah, saya rasa ini adalah masa yang sangat baik untuk kita bonding time lah dengan anak-anak. Okay, mana masa yang sebelum ni kita sangat busy, so kita boleh luangkan dengan anak-anak. Okay, alhamdulillah lah, my husband, anak-anak, my mum, family kita sama-sama sokong antara satu sama lain. Okay, saya rasa itu sahaja yang boleh saya share bagaimana mencabarnya kehidupan masa kini kan, pandemik ni, tapi kita cuba lalui dengan baik, dengan tenang, InsyaAllah semua akan baik. Itu saja.
Yeah. Okay.
Terima kasih, Grace.
Okay, terima kasih. Ya, terima kasih Puan Ain for sharing, especially when you said how you use education technology that you learned at Uniraza in your own kindergarten, and you saw the difference. So it is good and an amazing thing that you can use to build up and as well as to move forward post-pandemic. Yeah. Okay. So back to Puan Olia. Now, despite the challenges of working parents, let's zoom in into the children's well-being. So, as parents, how can they ensure or detect that their kids are emotionally and mentally doing well? Yeah, what is the early detection like? And what kind of platforms or to whom can they get advice from if their children shows some kind of negative changes that is something like a depression or withdrawal or something like that? So could you please enlighten us with some of what you know?
All right. Okay, thank you, Grace. Like I mentioned just now, children and young children, especially young children, they are at the greater risk of what we are facing right now. And allow me to focus on the challenges that those who are unfortunate children who lives in a poor or rural areas, they are the most affected. They are the most vulnerable one, actually, because their life actually some of them depends on school to get their daily food. So when the school close, and being at home, can you imagine they just expose themselves to be hunger, to face the parents' stress, and might be a potential abuse. And when it comes to home learning, it's going to be a digital divide. What does a digital divide mean? It means they don't have enough facilities, to continue their learning at home. And or if they have a facilities, they might not have a good space to study, a cramped space with lots of people in the house, and it will affect the unequal access to learning for our children. And like the other normal kids, most of them will lose the stimulus that normally they will get from the school, from the education, from the social surrounding, where these are the agent actually who which can develop the four major domains in early childhood development. This is should be like in the fingertips for those who are learning early childhood education is physical, social, emotional, and physical, language, cognitive, and social emotional. And it will lose all this kind of stimulation. But I guess not all of them will face these kind of challenges. Like me myself, I have a bunch of kids at home who are enjoying spending a time at home. Like my children, no matter what, they love to be at home. Maybe because of our practice, we seldom to take them out, by the way. And then some more with this MCO happens is it's such a blast for my son who are supposed to be at the boarding school, but I understand that he will be go back to boarding school at in March, because next year he will be in Form 2. So he is so happy to be at home. So what I can say to measure whether they are okay or not is we ourselves. We have to aware on whatever changes that they might show to us that might trigger us, oh, something wrong with our child, or any kind of thing that we need to guide them to move forward. And we have to understand, as a parent, we have to understand we cannot what you call that, make one assumption, same assumption to all children, because all children are unique. We cannot compare apple to apple. They are incomparable, and although they are in the same upbringing, they are unique. So some of them, this is the way that how they express, this is the way that how they show in transfer the emotion into the forms of attitudes that we hard to handle, because we do not understand what is going on. So some more for those children who has like a disabilities, maybe we can talk about it later on. it's hard for us to understand what is going on because the way that they express their emotions. And some more for the young children, there will be a stage when they are actually know the feelings is there, but they don't know what it is and they don't know how to express it. Yeah. So the key here is that technically we have to observe them more. Yeah, we have to observe the way that they are sleep, they are change. Is there any changes in their sleeping patterns, their eating patterns, or whatever things that awkward that we might see? We have to find out why. Yeah, and I guess let me put this in notes for those parents who have a teenager children. I think it's harder for us to detect the emotional disturbance or emotional what you call that healthy state in the teenager nowadays because they have an option to stay in the room all day long because we know that they will be learning online. Yeah, speaking about learning online, this is something that I'm afraid to tell you guys because we have no choice nowadays. We have to let them to be online at home for the home learning continuity, but at the same time, we are actually exposing them to the digital world that I guess it is more dangerous than the real world. So the key words here is for you parents to be observed meticulously of whatever changes, whatever awkward things that you see in your children. And whenever it trigger you something, do not just keep for yourself. The first thing that you have to do is to get someone expert to validate on this issue. Yeah. I understand from the government initiative, they do have a center where they call it as a 3PK, Pusat Perkhidmatan Pendidikan Khas, yeah, because we have known this directly from the director itself, director of a special education department from the Ministry of Education Malaysia, Puan Hajah Salmah binti Jopri, because we had the industrial speaker session. It is one of the activities that we held for our student every semester in Unirazak. The center is located at the Putrajaya, and it is actually a free services for all citizens to get an expert advice from the counselor or children's specialist for any cases related to the children's psychosocial and mental health issue. So please get in touch with them if you need a help, yeah, because it is just a free services. A part of that, since I get in touch with this online competition called Young Educators Challenge, I had become a mentor under the project ID for a Teach Malaysia. So they have introduced me to this legitimate source for you, parent, to get help for your children's mental health and emotional well-being. They call it as a BADU DDY BEAR, Buddy Bear. You can search them in the social media, or I can give you a free toll number that you can dial in. Is 1-800-182327, 1-800-182327. Yeah. And a part of that, there's a lots of NGOs that we can count on too, like a Women's Aid Organization, Talian Kasih, and Befrienders. And there's also university like USIM, University Science Islam Malaysia. They do have a center where we can make an appointment with the counselor there. They call it a Saadah Counseling and Consultation Center for Wellbeing. You can make an appointment to verify what is actually happening to your children. Yeah, because whatever it is, you cannot keep for yourself, because if you don't understand the matter, what is going on for your kids, you can't help them out. Yeah, you may read yourself from the internet, but I don't think so. It won't be enough to fix the child's issue, especially when it comes to a behavioral and developmental issue. Yeah. So back to you, Grace.
Thank you so much, Madam Olia, for all those information that is absolutely necessary for parents out there to know. So, symptoms that your child may be emotionally stressed do include change in sleeping patterns, eating habits, and even mood changes is something to be looked into quite seriously. And of course, the key factor is to be always consistently observant of your child's behavior. Yeah, okay. And also, thank you so much for highlighting that there is a hotline that parents can call, which is 1-800-182327. If you seek any, if you want to seek any help, any advice pertaining this matter. All right. Now I'm going to go back to our students, but before we do that, let me remind all our viewers out there, if you have any comments, if you have any questions to ask us, please do so right now, and we will highlight them to you, to our speakers here today for them to answer. Okay, can we go to Puan Nadia? Uh, could you share with us some of the parents' feedback when we started the pandemic movement control order early this year? I think it was somewhere in March. Um, did the parents request any advice from you and on how to handle their children at home? Because they are very used to sending their children to the daycare center and then going off to work. But I wonder if they had asked you any advice, and how did you manage to help the children to be, to the children's emotionally kind of thing, and the new normal learning method? How did you help them go through that?
Okay, thank you, Grace. Seperti yang kita tahulah, kita start planning from March. Memang ramai sangat parents, my colleague, actually kita sendiri pun macam the first and second week tu, macam first week tu okay, anak seronok, cuti tak pergi sekolah. Tapi masuk second, third week diorang dah start boring, diorang macam dah lost. Saya pun alamak nak buat apa Dan kebetulan saya masih ingat lagi kelas either Madam Kufa or Madam Lily, kita pun ada discuss about this, and then our lecturer bagi tips kita buat jadual untuk anak kita dan kita sendiri. Kita kena ada timetable untuk diorang. Di samping kita rancang aktiviti tu dengan teratur, kita boleh develop disciplinary dekat diri kita dan anak-anak kita juga. InsyaAllah bila saya dapat tips tu daripada lecturer saya, of course saya start buat, saya manage dengan anak kita still sekolah masa tu kan. So teacher diorang bagi modul untuk diorang buat. So kita manage lah timetable tu, dan kita create activity yang interesting. Actually dekat dalam rumah kita sendiri pun banyak sangat benda yang kita boleh gunakan untuk buat interesting activity with our child. Percayalah, carilah, mesti ada. Saya sendiri pun, even though saya ada lesson plan tadika and belajar dalam early childhood, tapi macam Madam Lily cakap, kita kena rajin cari. As a parents ni, kita tak boleh berhenti daripada belajar. Walaupun kita belajar sampai degree ke PhD ke, kita still kena keep going belajar untuk manage anak kita sampailah satu tahap kelak nantilah, insyaAllah. So dengan adanya timetable, tapi itulah tips timetable tu, pagi-pagi tu kita kena adakan aktiviti yang menyeronokkan. So barulah diorang punya momentum tu, dia punya start dah cantik, dia akan sampailah malam tu dia akan smooth insyaAllah. Tapi memang betul ada sana sikit yang kurang, memang kita tak sempurna, tapi percayalah bila kita ada timetable, kita dah ada planning aktiviti apa yang kita nak buat, dan kita start dengan benda yang menarik pagi tu. Macam contohnya lah, saya sendiri akan advise parent pagi-pagi ni untuk naikkan mood anak. Kanak-kanak ni memang lumrah diorang, fitrah diorang is bermain. Memang kalau cakap main, okay, jom kita main, memang seronok. So parents setiap pagi tu bawa lah anak main. Macam the first pandemic tu kita tak boleh keluar rumah kan, so cari idea macam mana nak buat nak adakan games dekat dalam rumah. Tapi macam sekarang ni kita PKPB, kita boleh macam saya sendiri pagi-pagi saya bagi je anak saya main dekat luar. Bukan kita bagi anak kita tau, kita sendiri dengan anak kita together, kita play together dengan anak kita, baru kita akan rasa bonding, anak seronok, kita pun happy sebenarnya. So parents yang masih belum buat lagi timetable tu, saya advise, saya seru buatlah timetable, planning, Google search macam-macam aktiviti yang kita boleh buat menggunakan barang-barang mainan anak kita, barang-barang dapur kita. InsyaAllah cuba cari. InsyaAllah boleh. Saya pun dah cuba, parents saya pun dah cuba. Alhamdulillah, dia orang pun bagi positive feedbacks dekat saya, and then anak-anak pun happy. Yang penting starting pagi-pagi tu kena bagi mood happy dekat anak-anak, then together follow the schedule. InsyaAllah hari semakin hari benda yang kita lalui ni akan jadi biasa. New normal ni akan jadi biasa, insyaAllah. Parents kena cuba, insyaAllah. Itu saja dari saya.
Alright. Terima kasih Nadia. So yang paling penting yang kena ada adalah timetable. Dan dalam timetable tu kita kena plankan time main juga, sebab main is something that playing is something that children really want to do. So schedule in a time to play with your children outside if possible, or do something inside the house. I can think of maybe arts. A lot of my friends who are parents, what they did is they did some art with them. They teach them how to do sensory play, and it was very interesting to look at their Instagram when I saw. So I think Puan Nadia, definitely very good advice. First thing is to have a timetable. Second thing that I learned is that you need to start your day with making the children happy first, not stress first. Yeah, not say,
Yeah.
okay, children, you have this to accomplish today. You have this classes to go. Okay, no. So no, so that's a no. Okay. So early in the morning, it's important to set the atmosphere, the mood, and to create happiness for your children so that they look forward to the day, and also at the same time to have a plan for the day. Yeah, but the plan is to help children and their parents to work out during the day instead of stressing them with timetable. I think that's a wonderful piece of advice. I remember when I was a child, I was very stressed out with timetables, but I think the way you put it is very easy, and it's actually the other way around. It's supposed to help you out. Okay, thank you again. So can we go to Puan Ain? I want to hear from your side. How did you plan the new normal learning for the students that you have? And does the parent help you? Did they give you support to make sure that all is going well? What was the feedback like? And how was the participation like from the students and as well as your own children in the new normal learning? Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
thanks Grace. Okay, thanks Grace. Bagi pihak saya, di tadika literdai, saya rasa apa yang saya belajar, saya ajar pada parents dan anak-anak di tadika. Okay, contohnya macam kita buat Google Meet, kita online class. Okay, step by step saya akan beritahu juga pada parents, educate diorang juga macam mana untuk buat Google Meet lah. Okay, and then daripada situ Alhamdulillah semua berjalan lancar. Okay, and then kita buat jadual kita. Percaya atau tak, kanak-kanak ni diorang sangat gembira bila berjumpa, walaupun di dalam handphone, di alam maya je, sangat gembira berjumpa kawan-kawan. Diorang punya mood pun semua sangat okey. And then untuk dalam pendidikan awal kanak-kanak di Uni Razak, saya sangat bersyukur kerana saya berjumpa dengan lecturer-lecturer yang sangat baik, terutama Madam Zaida. Dia mengajar kita supaya sentiasa mengajar dan memberi kasih sayang soul kita pada kanak-kanak. Okay, untuk SEM sebelum ni, Managing Child Behaviour, Madam Olia sendiri yang mengajar saya cara kita untuk control, untuk jaga anak-anak dengan baik. Okay, and then Madam Kufa yang sangat kreatif, yang sangat baik dengan student, sentiasa encourage kita, bagi semangat dekat kita. Itu yang saya rasa satu kelebihan lah di Uni Razak. apa yang saya belajar di Uni Razak, saya belajar, saya implementkan dalam kehidupan saya, dalam bisnes as a owner tadika. Okay, tu yang saya rasa sangat, walaupun keadaan pandemik ini sangat mencabar, tapi kita semua dengan ada ilmu, saya rasa kita boleh bersabar, kita boleh relax, kita boleh lalui semuanya dengan baik. As a Muslim ya, saya rasa kepercayaan kita pada setiap yang terjadi ni ada hikmahnya, ada baiknya. Sentiasa percayalah, Allah duga kita untuk kita lebih baik, untuk kita melalui semua ni dengan baik. Okey. Itu sajalah saya rasa. Thank you, Grace.
Okay, thank you so much. Ain, again, you said that the importance of creating the mood for the children. So, okay, now I just want to take some time to acknowledge some of our audience, our viewers out there. They have commented. The first one is from Matsunita. Matsunita said, "Good, my students." So I'm not sure if she's a lecturer, and she's proud of our speakers and especially our students today. And we also have from Nur Fahizwani Darus. She gave a thumbs up, so she's there supporting the students. Okay, there you go. We also have another comment from Muhammad Rizwan Dollah. Muhammad Rizwan Dollah says, "Way to go, sister." Okay, I'm not sure which sister is he referring to, maybe all of you, but thank you so much, viewers, audience out there, for supporting us. Now, I'm going to take some questions from the audience. Okay, and the first, there's more, something that I missed. Terbaik, sangat-sangat membantu. Okay, there's a lot of comments. Right, so thank you ladies for all your input so far. They have been very helpful according to the viewers, and I'm going to take some questions. The first question is by Eric Ballen, one of our very loyal viewers. Now, he has asked the question in Malay. Alright. Now, bagaimana ibu bapa baru dengan bayi baru menguruskan kegelisahan pemisahan tanpa sokongan kerana wabak ini? Kedua-dua ibu bapa bekerja. Okay, anybody can take this question. Maybe Nadia could take this question. It's in Malay.
Bagaimana ibu bapa baru dengan bayi baru menguruskan kegelisahan. Okey, dia macam ni. Saya ada kawan yang baru dapat baby. Memang risau, gelisah tu memang ada. Tapi tips yang saya cakap is first, kita kena refer pada orang yang lebih berpengetahuan. And then yang paling penting macam saya cakap tadi, kita kena dikelilingi dengan orang yang sentiasa bagi positive vibe supaya bila kita dalam kegelisahan, kita ada macam kita tak boleh jumpa anak kita, macam dia kata apa, pemisahan tanpa sokongan kan. Maksudnya dia, kefahaman saya ni bagaimana dia menguruskan kegelisahan pemisahan tanpa sokongan kerana wabak ini, kerana kedua ibu bapa bekerja. Okey, apa yang saya faham mungkin dia tak dapat jumpa baby dia yang baru lahir, tapi macam Ain cakap, kita ada teknologi, so kita selalu bila habis je waktu kerja, ibu bapa yang habis waktu kerja, kita selalu buat video call dengan baby. Sebab walaupun baby ni dia tak boleh, dia tak ada communication secara verbal, tapi dia ada expression muka dia. So dia tengok kita bercakap dengan muka yang happy, kita tanya khabar dia, kita main-main dengan dia dalam video call tu walaupun tanpa sentuhan, tapi insyaAllah baby tu memang akan faham, dia akan dapat rasa. As long as parents tu memang kena sentiasa selalu buat video call, tu salah satu. Yang keduanya, sebelum nak tidur tu ataupun masa baby nak dekat tidur malam tu, parents guna telefon ataupun buka loudspeaker, sebab saya tak advise lah baby dengar handphone dengan terlalu dekat kan, sebab ada frekuensi yang tak elok. So buka loudspeaker, kita dodoikan anak kita, kita macam orang Islam, kita baca surah, kita masukkan, terapkan santapan nilai-nilai rohani. InsyaAllah ibu dengan anak tu still ada bonding yang strong, tapi kena banyak sabar. InsyaAllah melalui digital kita yang ada, yang canggih ni, insyaAllah boleh. Parents kena bekerja keras lah, even though pagi tu kita penat bekerja, macam saya juga. Macam kawan saya tu juga, baby dia, mak dia yang jaga di kampung, dia bekerja di KL, tapi itulah saya advise dia macam tu je lah. Alhamdulillah dia kata memang rindu tu memang rindu sebab tak dapat nak sentuh anak, tak dapat nak belai, tapi insyaAllah untuk sementara waktu ni kita gunalah digital, teknologi apa yang ada dulu. InsyaAllah kita jangan lupa apa pun kita doa banyak-banyak, kita minta Allah permudahkan urusan kita, cepat-cepat COVID ni berlalu dan kita boleh hidup seperti sebelum ini, insyaAllah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Terima kasih Puan Nadia. Very good advice. So make use of whatever that is around us, especially our technology that is to help to strengthen the bond if they are further. Okay. Our next question is from a first-time mom. Her name is Tara, and she says, "Hi, I'm a first-time mom myself. My baby was born during MCO. I feel bad that my baby had very limited chance to bond with her grandparents. We video call often, but can you suggest how to create a stronger bond at this time?" Maybe Madam Olia can take this question.
All right, Grace, thank you. All right, congratulations to you, mom, a new mom, Tara, yeah? So for your newborn baby, I understand your concern due to this COVID-19. Like I said just now, it's harder when we want to explain to the younger children, yeah? Because they do not understand what is going on and why we cannot go to our grandpa house. It's not a baby, but it's even a toddler, yeah? They are crying want to go to a grandpa's, a grandmother house, a cousin's house like we normally used to do, but we can't do that anymore right now. We can do that, but with a specific measures, have to put some cleanliness kind of thing. So I guess a part of the video call, what you can do is to keep on talking to your children, especially the baby. Like Miss Nadia mentioned just now, the baby, even though they do not have a communication, verbal communication, they actually understand whatever things that you said. Because from the Noam Chomsky theory is what we call it a language acquisition device, LAD. All of us, actually, the baby will be born, is born by together with the language acquisition device. And what is that? It is something device in our brain that we will understand whatever people said, although we never heard about that language. We never learn about that language. So we must keep on talking to our baby, especially infant, talking about the good things, what we have done in the past with our parents, and what we were gonna do if I will be meeting you up with the grandpa and grandma. Keep on talking because they will understand. Apparently, that is how also you will create a bonding and a special like a trust. Whenever they will be. If they have a chance one day to meet the grandfather or grandmother in a later time, they already know, this is the one that my mom and dad are talking about. Even though we thought that it could be like a magic, they won't understand what we are talking. But like I said, they understand because of that LAD, language acquisition device. So you have to try to talk often, tell a story about your parents, and maybe show the picture instead of doing the video calls, whatever things that remind or tell the story about the grandparents, cousins, or whoever siblings that they miss the chance to get in touch physically. Yeah. Back to you,
Okay,
Grace.
right. Thank you so much, Madam Olia, for that reassurance. Okay, the third question that I'm going to take is from Eric Balin again, and maybe Puan Ain can answer this question. Antara menguruskan diet yang seimbang dan betul untuk perkembangan bayi dan mengajar bayi mengenai kebebasan melalui penyapihan bayi, yang mana satu diutamakan atau adakah ini penting secara selari?
Okay, thank you Grace. Okay, pada soalan tu, saya rasa ia perlu selari. Diet yang seimbang dan perkembangan bayi, mengajar bayi perkembangan untuk perkembangan mereka lah. sorry. Saya rasa ia perlu selari supaya kanak-kanak tersebut, bayi tersebut dapat berkembang dengan baik. Okay. Diet yang seimbang, pemakanan yang baik akan menyerap ke dalam tubuh badan kanak-kanak dan melahirkan, membuat kanak-kanak tu jadi cergas. Okay. Dari segi fizikal, mental, and then dia akan tumbuh sihat dengan baik lah. So, ia perlu selari. Dan dalam masa yang sama, kita mengajar bayi lah tentang kebebasan dia. Kita beri dia kebebasan untuk dia explore banyak benda. Okay. Untuk saya rasa dengan masa kini, banyak di Google ataupun Facebook, kita boleh search banyak info tentang cara untuk mendidik kanak-kanak atau bayi. Jadi kita boleh jadikan ini sebagai ilmu lah dan kita boleh amalkan pada family kita. Yes, itu saja Grace.
Okay, terima kasih Ain. Thanks. Yes, Madam Olia,
Can I
would you like to add to that?
Can I
Sure.
question? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Eric, thank you, Mr. Eric Balan. I think, can I just translate in English? So, for the benefits of the viewers out there, I think he asked about how to manage healthy, balanced diet to for the development of the babies, and penyapihan bayi is a food weaning, I guess. Am I correct? Yeah. I mean, we have to.
Yeah, I
It's
suppose.
okay.
Is it? Yeah.
I can confirm that. So, whether we want to, I think your question is about how we want to, or because I think, Grace, can you please detail it out, because I can see some of the wording yan, that one yang kat bawah tu. So maybe the
Yes.
question is not
Let me
in. Can you read out for us?
Okay. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, let me get back to that question. Okay, antara menguruskan diet yang seimbang dan betul untuk perkembangan bayi dan mengajar bayi mengenai kebebasan melalui penyapihan bayi, yang mana satu diutamakan atau adakah ini penting secara selari?
So, which one is more important? Yeah, whether we want to give a good healthy diet and a food weaning. Food weaning, it means there'll be no more breastfeeding, and we will start introduce them of what you call that, a healthy diet like other children's eat. Yeah. So, and whether it is important for the children's development. Of course it is. You know why? Because this is actually the component of the self-control. Yeah, where we know that the children is ready for the food weaning. Normally is by 6 months old. So we start to introduce them a good healthy food, like the other, a solid food, rather than only focus on the breast milk. So it is very important for expose them to the healthy food, so that when they grow up, they won't be such a picky eater like we normally see nowadays. So, and it also the indicator of the children who have a self-control when they are, what you call that, manage to wean from the breastfeeding to a normal diet. Yeah. as me myself has an experience, my 5 children, all 2 years breastfeeding, and when the food weaning coming, when they start to eat a solid food and stop to attach with me, it is something like miracles and what you call that, success for both of us. Yeah, it is not easy, to cut off the habit that we normally do. Yeah, like breastfeeding, but at the age of 2 years old, we stop the breastfeeding and ask them just to enjoy the healthy diet or just a solid food. It is not easy, so it shows when they got that kind of indicate when they got that kind of level, when they reach that level, it means they have a self-control where it will bring them to the higher self-esteem when they grow up. It is a component of the good character for the children, actually. So it is important for us to teach our children a healthy, balanced diet, and at the same time a food weaning process when they grow older, actually. Yeah, it is very important. Back to you, Grace.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam Olia, for clarifying that. Now we are going to talk about something that's quite close to my heart because I have a neighbor and she has a special need kid who's 8 years old. And so we're going to talk a little bit about special needs children. Now, in my opinion, they are also the ones that need the most attention and special care treatment. So, parents need to take both of the parents need to take responsibility at the same time to care for special needs children or one of the kid, and as well as juggle with other children and work. So, Madam Olia, this question is for you. Before the pandemic, they could send their special need kid to the school. So my neighbor went to a Down syndrome school. So what are the alternative solution for to support parents like this, and how can we help them to motivate them to face their new daily routine? I can tell you a little bit from my experience. My neighbors, they had to take out some extra time for their daughter. So every morning is spent on gardening. This is what I observe. And sometimes I do a little bit of gardening with her just outside. And I can see that the grandmother is very supportive and she learns and she is happy. But what about, parents and as well as from an expert like yourself, could you shed some light on how do we care for these special needs children in terms of emotional well-being in this time?
Okay, thank you, Grace. First of all, yes, it is sadly to say, yes, it will be harder for children with the special needs to bear this kind of a situation, especially for those who needs a therapy and the intervention program from the support services. Yes, I admit that. And of course, the parent will be the one who take the whole responsibility of taking care the children with the special needs. Oh, okay. Before that, can I just remind all of us here, it is like when we talk about children with the special needs, it's rather we can address them with their name first, rather than their disabilities. Let's say boy with the Down syndrome, yeah, children with the disability, rather than a special needs children. It is just to make sure that we have a good respect or whatever things that we understand the situation of. It is not their intention to be that way, by the way. So just remind as myself remind a reminder for myself and everyone of us here, children with a special need, refer to the name first and their disability later on. So back to the question. Yes, parents, because of the attention need to be given a lot for the children with the special needs, and we also have to it's not sacrifice because it is under our responsibility, but we need to find an alternative to make sure whatever things that in the routine of the children with the special need getting on before the MCO will keep on continue. I believe there's lots of alternatives out there like home health care providers, nursing care at home, whatever things that we can do to make sure the things that we already do before the MCO, it keeps on running. Even during the MCO. So a part of that, as a parent, of course, we need to enhance ourselves in terms of children, the knowledge on how to deal with the children with the special needs. Again, we might want to get a help from the counselor, from the expert on how we want to normally, like the cases of handling children with the special need, the parents will know how to take care of the children itself personally. But in terms of like the intervention, we need to get more knowledge in terms of that. Yeah. So how can we help them to motivate to face these new daily routines? I just remember this one story about Adam, who has an autism. The father, I think he's a celebrity as well. He always share about his son, what his son's going on. He cannot because Adam is a young boy. I think he's about 15 or 16 years old. So he loves to go out. Yeah, he loves to go out from the house. But since the MCO happened, they cannot let Adam's going out. So it's hard for him to explain to Adam because Adam do not understand what is going on. He has a autism. So normally his father will update whatever things that happen in Adam daily life, and to see the comments of the followers, the positive comments of the followers, I think as a parent, it will give us a little bit of courage, a little bit of support, at least, even though it's individually. Yeah. So as digital natives citizens, where we have all the social media nowadays, we need to keep on support this kind of parents to keep on surviving and make sure that we know we are always there for them. Yeah. And we might want to help them out to connect with some the NGO that might help them out in terms of doing certain things, interventions or whatsoever therapy with their children as well. Yeah, back to you, Grace.
Thank you so much, Madam Alia, for sharing that. And it's good to know, it's very supportive to know that there are counselors out there and, of course, parents with children who have special needs, no matter what the spectrum, there is someone to be contacted, right? And yes, thank you for that. So I'm going to go back to taking some questions from our viewers. Anybody can answer this question. This question is from Laprit Wheat. Hi, can you share tips on how to control gadget addiction for young children during lockdown?
Saya
Anybody
boleh
can?
jawab.
Yeah, boleh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Tips this like this. Okay, kalau parents yang dah biasakan dengan anak bagi gadgets one day about 4-5 hours, you cannot stop indirectly, tak boleh. Nanti dia akan lebih tantrum. So dia kena step by step. From 4 hours, kita turunkan jadi 5. And then make it lower and lower sampailah kita bagi dia satu hari half an hour sahaja. Tapi parents kena cari aktiviti lain yang boleh menggantikan gadget. Kalau anak tu umur 4-5 tahun, dia dah faham, kita boleh tanya dia. Kita cakap dengan dia, okey, apa yang dia suka main? Apa yang boleh menarik minat dia? Sebab kita dah faham kan, kadang-kadang anak ni kita kena bagi dia choice. Dia pilih dia nak apa. So, parents fulfill diorang punya permintaan rather than bagi diorang gadget. Tapi kena slowly lah sebab benda ni berlaku dekat anak saya sebelum saya ada knowledge dalam pendidikan awal kanak-kanak. Tips ni saya dapat daripada, if not mistaken, from Madam Kufa. Kita tak boleh stop direct. Kita kena stop daripada 5 hours 4 sampailah jadi half an hour, tapi kita kena gantikan dengan aktiviti yang dia pilih sendiri. Then bila lagi satu tips yang saya nak bagi, bila dia buat aktiviti tu dia berjaya, kita selalu bagi reward. Bukan benda yang mahal-mahal pun tak apa. Even though kalau macam dekat tadika, kita bagi dia sebantar pensel pun dia dah very happy. Sebab dia rasa ada orang pay attention dengan apa yang dia buat. So dia rasa dihargai. So I rasa parents yang tanya ni dengan parents yang lain boleh try, apply untuk control gadget ni daripada masa yang panjang, kita kurangkan setengah jam, sejam, dan kita gantikan dengan aktiviti yang menarik di atas pilihan dia dan bagi reward sebab dia dah berjaya untuk mengurangkan gadget, dia dah berjaya buat aktiviti tersebut. Tapi parents jangan biarkan anak tu buat aktiviti tu sorang-sorang. Parents kena join buat aktiviti tu dengan anak tu. Barulah dia orang rasa macam, oh parents pun naklah main dengan saya. Mak saya ni sukalah join saya. So dia akan lama-lama dia tak akan dah kisah dengan gadget tu. InsyaAllah boleh try.
Okay, thank you so much, Puan Nadia. I like those tips, especially when you said that shorten the time bit by bit, not at one shot, and also to reward them when they successfully manage to decrease their screen time. Okay, my next question is from Eric Balan again. I know him personally. He is actually a new father and he's married to Miss Tara. So they have a 7-year-old daughter and I can understand their concerns. So Eric Balan has worded his question in Bahasa again for easier understanding, and I'm going to attempt to read well, okay? From Eric, ibu bapa baru memang inginkan bantuan dari KKIA, tetapi ia tidak mungkin. Terdapat banyak kumpulan yang membantu ibu bapa baru, tetapi tidak ada yang lebih memberi jaminan daripada menerima nasihat doktor, terutamanya doktor yang merupakan ibu. Adakah mungkin ibu bapa baru boleh menghubungi kuliah awal kanak-kanak Uniraza untuk mendapatkan nasihat dan pertolongan? Ia juga membantu pihak fakulti dan para pelajar untuk menasihati ibu bapa baru yang merasa kehilangan. Okay, does everybody understand the question? So basically he's saying that it's impossible to always go after KKIA for advice and such. So is Uniraza, especially the faculty of early childhood education, is willing to be that one of the channels for giving advice? I suppose Madam Olia would be the best person to answer this.
Sure, no problem. Okay, like we know in Uniraza, we have right up from diploma, bachelor and master in early childhood education, yeah. And our program actually is designed based on the philosophy that the knowledge is a power and every child deserves to be taught ethically by quality professional and teachers who believe that all children are capable of learning, yeah. And my personal view, actually early childhood education diploma, degree, master qualification in Uniraza and all of the places actually is not only for those who want to work in this field. Perhaps it fits everybody, like you yourself, Mr. Eric Balan, as a new father to be. I love the idea for you to contact us in any matters of early childhood education, and we might want to have more collaboration with NGOs who can support this kind of new parent, and we might want to contribute more of our knowledge, experience, and to involve into the helping you out, to reach you out, yeah, to make sure that you don't feel that isolated or you feel left out or you feel neglect of whatever things, that new experience that you have right now, yeah. I will take note on the idea, and I really hope that we have to open up our mind in terms of early childhood education matters. Yeah, when we study about the early childhood education matters, it is not only for our work per se. Yeah, because when I think all of us, as a matter of fact, we already parent, like Mr. Eric and me, myself, and the rest of speakers around here. So we are already a parent, or one day become a parent, like inshallah, Miss Grace. So by getting ourselves to know and understand more about children, not only will make our life easier, but it also make us a better person indeed. Yeah. So we are not going like to trigger our panic button if something happened, because we already know how to solve it. Yeah. That is how I see the importance of early childhood education in our life, actually. So yeah, I hope that answer your question, Mr. Eric. I'll take note the idea,
Okay.
and I really hope
Yeah.
that we can communicate more with the new parents to contribute our ideas and knowledge to reach you out. Yeah.
A wonderful suggestion as well, and I totally back that up. Okay, next question. Maybe Puan Ain can answer this question. This is from Matsu Nita. Okay, bagaimana anda sebagai owner tadika memberi momentum kepada guru anda yang mengubah cara baru pengajaran daripada cara tradisional kepada new norm selain ibu bapa?
Okay, thanks Grace. Okay, um, as a owner tadika, dan Ain bekerjasama dengan ibu Ain sendiri sebagai guru yang mengajar. And of course, my mom dia guna cara tradisional lah sebelum ni. So, bila kita dah laluinya, kita tahu dan kita ada ilmu sedikit tentang teknologi education ni, okay, saya sediakan laptop, sediakan facilities-nya lah. Okay, and then kita ajar step by step pada guru, and then guru pelan-pelan akan develop benda ni, belajar sama. So, alhamdulillah sekarang ibu guru dan ibu Ain dah boleh mengajar dengan menggunakan teknologi education. Selain tu, Ain rasa as a mom, as a teacher, sama-sama setiap masa kita cuba update diri kita, belajar benda baru. Sekarang semua di hujung jari kan, media sosial yang kita tahu, Facebook, Instagram, or apa pun, semua sebenarnya ada tips ataupun info-info baru, ilmu baru tentang teknologi education. So that's from me.
Okay.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you so much, Puan Ain. I am trying to speed things up because we are running out of time. But this question is a good one. This is from Muhammad Rizwan Dola. And his question is, during this pandemic moment, how will I model grace under pressure for my children today? Because parents themselves are under pressure due to work and commitments and as well as multitasking. So he asked, how could he model grace under pressure for his children today? Anybody can take this question. Okay, yes, go ahead, Madam. Yeah.
All right. Maybe my student can add on later on, but I think yeah, the question is how we want to make sure that we are actually have a good mindset and rational, strong before we can help and control our children's emotion, right? Yeah. So I believe it takes two. It takes two to tango. Yeah. So it means husband and wife, father and mother have to work hand in hand to be mentally prepared and face the challenge together, especially when it comes to parenting the children. Yeah. Because you are the good role model and you have to show whatever the good things. Try to hide all the bad things under your blanket. Yeah. Because whatever things that we want our children to be is from us. We have to show first before we want them to be. So of course, we just have to show all the good things in front of him. It's not being like a hypocrite, but I can say that it will help for children to motivate themselves to be whatever things that we want them to be. Yeah. And then talking about how we can what you call that face the assess ourselves. Yeah, assess ourselves in terms of our emotional state, our stress level. We need to learn how to use pause. What is pause? Pause is something that we think first before we do something. Yeah. For example, we want to scold our children. We have to pause for a while and assess ourselves whether whatever things that we want to scold our children, it is because we want to teach them or we want to express our anger. Yeah. So with that kind of pause strategy, it will make us to reset our path, whether we want to teach them or we want to scold them because of we just angry because of our stress level high or whatsoever. And one good thing about the MCO where everybody is at home, I think this is the best time for us to regain the unity of the family. Yeah, everybody, like we as a Muslim, we have to encourage our children to pray Jama'ah, pray together, recite Quran together, share the household chores, because it is very important for our children to see this is the way how I should set up my family. Yeah. And we also have to support each other, like I mentioned just now. It takes two to tango. Husband and wife need to have a willingness to talk and share about the emotion, especially for the spouse who has lost job or whatsoever. We need to lend our ears, lend our shoulders, and work this thing together. And for those who are single parent, I suggest no matter what, you have to get support from other family members. You cannot keep for yourself because it won't do any help. Yeah. And as you mentioned just now, Mr. Muhammad Rizwan, to become a good role model for our children, we ourselves have to give our self-care spaces and do things that you like, because the children perceive and feel the emotion of the parents. So it is important for you to give yourself spaces and self-care to do things like you that you like me myself. Okay, just to expose this one movie, one series that I love to watch after I finish all my works and we watch together. The Durulis Ertugrul is a Turkish series movie. I'm now in the season 3. It's another 2 more seasons coming in. After hard working, I enjoy the good crying together, laughing with the family. Yeah, it will make the things happier and yourself will become a calmer. Yeah. So to conclude the answer, I think you have to take rest, take care of your sleep hours, eat well, do some exercise that you like, and keep in touch with your loved one. And all of those things will help you to get yourself mentally prepared to any challenges that you may face out during this pandemic, inshallah. Yeah, back
Okay,
to you,
thank you
Grace.
so much, Madam Olia. I love that you mentioned that we have to pause and as well as hide our negative emotion from our children, because children pick up on negative energy and negative emotion and then they reflect it back. They may not reflect it at you, but they reflect it at other children. When they get back to their daily lives and I mean their normal lives and all. We just missed Eric's response. He gave lots of claps. I think he's very satisfied with his answer. There you go. There you have it. Okay. I do have a final question from the audience. One of our students, I believe. Her name is Alia Ivana, and she's a diploma student in early childhood education. So her question is, bagaimana nak handle emosi kita kalau kids tantrum in public? So basically, I think how do we handle our children if they throw tantrums in public, which sometimes do happen? How do we control our emotion and how do we control the kids' emotion? Anybody can take
Okay.
this question.
Ain, would you like
Okay,
to
Grace.
answer that? Yeah.
I
Okay.
think Nadia
I
will
can.
go first. Or
Okay, it's okay.
Okay,
Ain, go
Ain, go
first.
ahead.
Okay. Okay. Daripada pengalaman Ain, untuk anak-anak ni bila mereka tantrum ataupun mereka buat sesuatu yang menguji kesabaran kita, first tenangkan diri kita dulu, tarik nafas, okay, and then istighfar, okay, as a Muslim lah. And then bagi Ain first kali Ain buat, Ain peluk dia, Ain hug dia, and then Ain cakap, Ain usap belakang dia, kiss dia, okay, peluk dia rapat-rapat, and then lama-lama dia akan diam. Okay, then kita tanya, yes, kakak ada masalah apa? Okay, kita tenangkan dia. Bagi Ain bila anak tu dah tenang, and kita akan rasa tenang. Itu salah satu je lah. Cuma kita juga boleh cuba cara bila anak tu emosi di public, kita pegang dia, kita bawa di tempat yang agak tertutup. Sebab supaya keadaan lebih relax, kita tanya dia baik-baik kan. And then kita akan rasa tenang. Itu saja. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih. So, first thing, Alia, what you need to do is hug your kid. Whatever he or she is feeling at that time, just hug your child first. Yeah, that's the most important thing. It is not to respond with a higher negative energy. Okay, we are really running out of time, but I have got really good comments that today's session is so meaningful and useful to our viewers out there. But it has to come to an end. So I would like to ask one final question to Madam Olia. All of you, including our students here, Puan Nadia, Puan Ain, you have given fantastic explanation, advices, and tips from yourself, from your experience. And especially Madam Olia, you have shared so much wealth on so many takeaways for today. Now, I believe this is what future students are going to learn from you. With your knowledge and your guidance, it is clearly shown, and I'm sure it is embedded in our programs as well. Maybe we can take this time that you could share with us about the early childhood education program that is offered at UniRaza. What are the components that they will study, and what is the speciality about this course? What is so special about this course? Okay, take it away, Madam Alia.
Thank you, Grace. All right, inshallah. Okay, in UniRaza, you will be taught not only early childhood education matters. As you can see, my students here, both of them are kindergarten honor, and they also mentioned we will also be highlighting the skills that needed to be an entrepreneur in this field. So it is just two of them, but actually there are many more of our students who are actually bravely open the childcare and kindergarten because they have been equipped with the relevant skills and knowledge. Yeah, and if I may highlight the specialty of early childhood program in UniRaza, a part of we will have a system. We have a systematic online learning, the industrial speaker session for the student collaborating with the latest trends, and I always remember the aspiration from my dean, yeah, Prof. Zaida, when they initially setting up this program. She always tell me, Olia, we want to have we want to produce a spiritual teacher, a spiritual educator, a spiritual person. So please, audience, do not mistakenly confuse. Spiritual is not being religious. Spiritual is only religious, but religious and belief are just part of the spiritual who make up who you are, will carry yourself in this world. So by having said that, a spiritual educator is someone with soul and breath. Yeah. So when we do something, we always do with a purpose of what we wanted to do rather than we have been asked to do. So that is the what you call the strongest aspiration from our dean, and of course the lecturers, the faculty members, for us to have this kind of to produce this kind of student or person. May Allah is everything. May Allah is our inspiration, inshallah. And I really hope that whatever things that you learn from today or my student in Uniraza will bring the benefits not only for you, but the whole of your family members, inshallah. All right, back to you, Grace.
All right, thanks, Madam Olia. And I think you have your friend here, Shalati Arugam, one sharing. Yeah,
Yeah,
my good friend. Your friends are watching.
yes. She's a doctor
Um,
in she's a special she focuses on the children with the special needs. She's very good in that.
I
She is a
I
doctor,
see.
Shaila
Okay,
Di
maybe.
Arugam. Happy
Wow, would love to
Deepavali.
hear.
Sorry.
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
Be sure.
this time. Yeah.
We hope we could see her in maybe one of our industry talks. Okay, so we have actually come to the end of our session. There is actually a few more questions from the audience, but I have to cut the limit. But um, to Afnida, who has asked this question, I believe maybe I could ask anybody of the speaker's favor to write in the answer in the comments later. Okay, right. So thank you again to all the speakers here today. Terima kasih banyak-banyak sebab sudi bagi masa ya untuk buat sesi TikTok ini, dan saya tahu ada banyak responsibility, ada children dekat situ. So thank you once again.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Grace.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No worries. Okay. Yeah, some of don't say goodbye yet. We're not over yet. Just some of the things that I need to highlight before we end the session. Now, Uni Razak November intake is happening right now, guys. So, all those who are interested, you heard this TikTok and you feel that you have more interest in early childhood education, please apply now. Go to www.unirazak.edu.my. Today is the last day to apply for MARA TESP convertible loan. So don't miss that opportunity. For more information, you can go to www.mara.gov.my, or you can call us at 03-2789-1599. Email drjo@uniraza.edu.my. So that's drjo@uniraza.edu.my to get more information about our programs under School of Education and Humanities, especially if you want to do Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood Education, and Diploma in Early Childhood Education. Don't forget to follow My Uniraza on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe My Uniraza YouTube channel, and stay tuned for more upcoming events with more interesting TikTok. I believe tomorrow there will be another one, so please stay tuned. Don't forget to keep your social distance, and all those who are celebrating Deepavali tonight and tomorrow, happy Deepavali, Deepavali Vartakal. And again, once again, thank you to all our speakers today. Stay safe, everyone. Yes, thank you, Madam Olia,
Yeah. Thank
Ananda, and
you.
Puan
Thank
Amin.
you. Thank you,
Thank
Grace.
you.
You too. Happy Deepavali.
Happy Deepavali. All
Happy
right.
Right.
Deepavali. Go celebrate.
Okay.
Thank you very much.